Hello and welcome to another week with Mirree's Dreamtime Messages. Thanks for joining me and following my channel at Art by Mirree. Every week I upload videos on Monday and Sunday. So every week I upload the Dreamtime messages, and we usually draw 3 cards every week from the Dreamtime messages, Dreamtime message deck, and Oracle cards, which came out a number of years ago now, but just recently in 2022 I did a revised edition which included 3 additional cards. And so NAIDOC week started last Sunday and goes until this Sunday, but at the moment I am giving away over $3,000 worth of prizes, and so it's a really great time to shop because some of the prize giveaways can give you Christmas presents for an entire year, and so it's really worth being a part of the prize giveaways at the moment. If you've been holding off on spending something in the online store, then now is the perfect time to get something. And also, while this is going on, for a short and limited period of time, I'm giving the card decks off for 50% off. And so it's the best time to grab your Christmas presents, or even if you're just wanting to get something for yourself or for some friends and family, then it's going to be a wonderful time to do that. And so the week is going to be starting the 14th of July already and running until the 20th. And so how has everyone been going? Last week it's winter here in Australia, and so I know a lot of my fans and customers are not only here in Australia, but they're also overseas as well, in the US, UK, and other countries. And if I've missed your country, then just comment down the bottom so I can know, that for next time, and know that you're there and say hello. And and so we're almost halfway through winter. It's been the coldest winter that's come so far, because it's been snowing a couple of times for the last few weeks, and on top of that we've gotten rain and strong winds. And so how's the weather been in your part of Australia, or even your part of the world? I would love to know. And so we got some interesting cards last week, and the overall tone was about having, leaving our old past behind in order to create a new life. And, it's about making sure that we were, letting that go entirely in order to create this new life. That was really important. And so it was actually our solution card, and it was also from doing that we can create the opportunities that are going to help us to have that freedom that we're looking for in our new life. And so it's not as restrictive, or maybe not as what would you call it, unfulfilling. So it's going to be really interesting to see which cards that we draw up this week, because even the last few weeks has kind of been hinting about this new way of life for us. And and I've been giving tips on how you can kind of create this new life and focus more on what you're wanting to bring through journaling or meditation, quiet contemplation, or just spending some time with yourself more than what you would normally. And so I'm in a different room today because I was hoping to bring in more light into the reading and into the room. And so hopefully when the video gets published, that it's a lot more light and a lot clearer for you to see, and the messages come through a lot with more clarity. And so I'm really excited to see which cards that we're going to be getting this week. As I said, you know, we've got a lot of prizes that we're giving away at this time, and $50 can just give you, without postage or GST, can give you a few entries into one of the prizes. And if you're the only one that goes into that prize, then you automatically win. And so I don't want you to miss out, because it's just such a perfect time to stock up on some gifts, or just grab one little thing that maybe you've been having your eye on for some time. Now is the time. And plus, don't forget, we've got 50% off these. And so let's have a look. When you open up your card deck, you've got your 100-page guidebook. And you've got your 36 glossy cards. And with the golden foil on the edge. And so I haven't drawn the cards out for this week, and so we're going to be doing it on this video. So I'm just going to be shuffling like I normally do. And ahead of time, I've already cleansed the cards, which I normally do with white sage. Sometimes I may cleanse it with a different dried leaves, like eucalyptus leaves, but I don't always have those on hand, and so I use basically the dried white sage, and so which is readily available in the US, but it's also readily available here in Australia as well, and so which you can get in specialty gift stores or new age little gift stores. And so the first card that drew out, that kind of like popped out, was with the day out. We've gotten this card so many weeks. I mean, this is kind of like the second or third week now, on and off, that we've gotten. And so it's about I am listening. When we take the time to listen carefully, the messages from deep within our soul give us the ultimate guidance. And so it's about, as I was mentioning before, about creating the new life and being able to listen carefully to ourselves and the messages that are coming from deep within our soul. That's going to be really important for us to do this week, as this is the first card that came out. So it's really giving us the foundation to what we are needing to tune in order to come to more of a fuller life within ourselves. This is kind of like painting us the undertone. So the first card we drew out was with the day out, and so I just dropped my guidebook, so I'm just going to pick it up, and let's have a look and see what the day owl is giving us, which is number 7 card. And 7 is linked to the number of God or the divine or whatever, the creator being or the rainbow serpent. And so the 7, that's what the number 7 is linked to. And it's also linked to magic as well. The day owl, you already have what you have. You already have what you need hidden deep inside. Don't allow anyone to ruin it for you. So try to stay centered and focus on you. Listen deeply to yourself, to the answers that you are seeking at this time of the year, but also remember to be patient and wait for the answers to come, because everything that will come to you during this time will come at the right timing. You are truly honoring yourself when you allow the process to unfold within yourself and take the time you need to listen carefully to yourself, So just imagine the possibilities that can come your way when we can master this within ourselves. So the guidance this week is important to hear your inner voice, trust and allow the hidden signs to come through, and move forward with your newfound knowledge with confidence. We're always giving ourselves guidance and advice, but we don't always listen to it. And so, just, carefully observe yourself this week and the advice that you're giving yourself, and try to just really listen and to what it's guiding you towards. And you may just find that it's giving you an answer to something that you're wanting to know about during this time. And so the action step this week is to take yourself outside. This may also help as well to go outside in order to spend some time in the sun, listening to the birds, the trees and the wind. Allow yourself to then take that focus deep within your heart and belly to give yourself an understanding of you and your soul purpose. When we can release what we have to do, when we release what we have to do, like in our obligations and in our responsibilities, in our everyday today life, when we can release that just for a moment, then you're going to allow yourself to be heard more in this present moment without any ignorance. And so the negative, you could be feeling some darkness or ignorance or feeling stagnant, and you can always turn that around by being able to release anything that is restricting this movement of listening and being present within yourself, which will allow you to seek the truth, and which ultimately gives you your soul purpose. We don't always know we don't always know what our soul purpose is, and we don't always have to know straight away, but that will bring you one step closer. And the more that we can do that, the more that we can get more insights about ourselves, about our day-to-day lives, about the qualities that we are seeking within ourselves, or that we want to grow within ourselves. Or recognizing maybe even qualities about ourselves that are not so celebrated, and or negative qualities. So the other card that we pulled out is with the dingo, I am advancing. Wow, I thought that the cards that we got last week was pretty fantastic, but getting this card helps us to realize that the hard work that we're putting in is coming through. And so I am advancing with dingo. When I listen to the deepest part of my heart and soul, I'm confident the decisions I make will ultimately lead to my life purpose. And so that is the second card that we pulled out this week. And I really love this card. It's got this particular painting has the most colors that I've ever painted in a painting before, which I think contains over 40 different colors, and a lot of the colors I made myself, and so I mixed myself. And so I'm not sure if you can see in this card, but it's like going on a journey, and where we are climbing and going to the place that we want to go, and it may not always be easy. So the number is 21, and so if we have a look at the guidebook, it's going to give us the in-depth information to do with the dingo. Dingoes, as you may know, are the native dog in Australia, and yes, there is much speculation about this, but there is much speculation about Aboriginal culture in general anyway, which is the oldest continuing culture in the world. And so we're still here, we're not going anywhere, and there is proof in the dreaming and stories of our culture. It's a feeling you see, and this will never be taken away. Are you finding yourself at a crossroads, about to begin or end a certain stage or cycle of life? Or maybe it's just a job, relationship, or a move that's on the rise. Whatever it may be in your life that is beginning or ending, be sure that the next step will bring you closer to your goals and dreams. You're about to reach a very important stage in your life where your journey will lead you to your most important lesson, your life path. Allow your instincts to guide you in the direction of your truest desires and listen to the deepest part of your heart and soul. You are ready to begin your spiritual journey. Allow yourself to be guided and be open to receiving messages from Spirit that with what steps to take next. Your progress has taken you this far. Pause for a moment and allow yourself to be confident in your next steps forward. This will ultimately lead to your life purpose. And so, Daya was talking about life purpose, and again, we've got the life purpose with the dingo as well. And so, I think that we're, really getting the message now about this new life and our life purpose, and how does that look like for you? And so you are at a crossroads in your life. You are either beginning a certain chapter or maybe you're leaving one behind, and so choose wisely, but remember to use your instincts like the dingo to come to a conclusion about the best way to go at this point. And so the action step to do with the dingo is have trust in your personal guidance system by having more faith in your instincts to show you the way so that you can make spiritual progress. And so you could be feeling blocked or inactive or disbelieving that, that you can have a better life. And so, that's not the case. And, taking action is what makes us... which enables us to move forward closer and closer to where we want to go. That's more in line with our happiness and, acknowledging that, there's been painful moments along the way, but, claiming your new life by saying that you're not going to let the negative experiences rule you. And so you're making spiritual progress at the moment, you're developing yourself, and there's a new beginning or ending that's happening at this point in time, and it could there could be some kind of indicator that happens this week that shows you about that advancement or ending or new beginning. And so just be on the lookout this week at what comes. I'd be really interested to know what that may be. So any comments I welcome and I appreciate in the comment box. And so now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be drawing the last card for this for the spiritual guidance for the 14th of July and running until the 20th. Let's have a look, because we've been drawing 3 cards lately over the past few weeks, and so the third card gives us our solution, so we can really understand what maybe a deeper look about what we can do in order to give us a solution to the first 2 cards. I knew we were going to draw this one. I am expanding with the magpie, and yes, it wasn't all birds this week. So we got the dingo in there, but this is our solution card, or this is showing us what will be the result of the first 2 cards. If we can take action this week to do with the day owl and the dingo, then this is going to be our result, and what's going to give us our solution. So, they can be like 3 layers. We've got the day owl that's telling us to really listen deeply into our soul and into the messages of our souls. You know, have some quiet time this week, or spend some time in nature if you don't always get a lot of time in nature, and where you can just really tune in to what's coming to you, or think about the certain things. You know, a little point of reflection or focus could be just thinking about solutions that could be troubling you this week. And then, you know, you can really just spend some time in the silence where, you know, after you've gone through anything that's troubling you, then see what comes up next and ask yourself, you know, what is the solution and what can I do more to help myself? You know, just see what comes. And then, you know, when you've done that, you can actually then contemplate as a focal point to do with the dingo. Then you can actually think about, okay, well, you know, what is in my life at this point that I feel like is just no longer valid anymore? It's no longer serving me. It's no longer doing what it used to do. It's not providing me with anything that I need at this point. And so, you know, these are the sort of questions you might want to ask yourself to do with the dingo, and then just see what comes up. You know, or do you feel like you're starting a new job, or, you know, you're welcoming a new family member, or maybe you're wanting to bring a new relationship into your life, into the future, or, you know, maybe you're ending a relationship from time ago, or maybe you're still experiencing the effects of that. And maybe maybe one of your little purposes is that you want to be able to move past that. And so, you know, these are just kind of like the questions that you might want to ask yourself, or, you know, when you're doing your journaling, to write out some of these things and answer these questions and come back to them. And so this is the solution card, and as a result of doing the other 2 cards as well, when I set healthy boundaries, I can take the lead in my life. I experience soul growth and understanding through the knowledge of the land I am expanding. I am expanding with Magpie. And so, like, having the boundaries in place, even to do with loved ones as well, it's important to have boundaries, because that way you're having that those boundaries that you put in place within everyone else is outside of those boundaries, and within the boundaries of yourself is where you are, is where you can quietly answer questions that you need answered. And, you know, that space is not where other people should be. And so, you know, that's the message of the Magpie. And so that space where you've put the boundaries is for you and you only. And so you have boundaries for everyone else around you, and they stay there. And the other boundaries are for you inside of yourself, and understanding you and knowing what you want to bring forward. And so it's important that you know the difference between those 2 boundaries. And so the Magpie is 36, and, you know, 36 is a very good card and number to get. And you could be feeling misinterpreted about your responsibilities within the family. Through the elders, we can become aware of certain responsibilities, or, you know, through people that we look up to. But in the end, it is for you to decide what is right and what is wrong through your own personal experiences, through the choices that you make or that you have made also, which gives you your own spiritual growth. And so, you know, we are making spiritual growth and development. So it's important that the boundaries are there. Magpie dreaming represents messages from the elders. We have a responsibility to listen to our elders and the people that helped shape us, and look up to for advice on our spiritual journey as Aboriginal people. The eyes in the trees are the ancestors and elders watching over us, and the actions that we take, they are always watching what we do, whether it is right or wrong. So you can probably see the eyes. This knowledge comes through the ancestors and elders. The golden serpent of the land of the heart symbolizes the ways of the land and the magic of this knowledge. Through the messages from the elders and birds, we can begin to understand their ways. And so, sitting like quietly out in nature, listening to the messages, listening to the birds, that gives us quiet time as well. We may not always understand what the messages are like, but this is a really good practice to get into the habit of. Now is the time to distance yourself from certain family members, which could be disrespecting your role within the family. And so it's about having the distance and having the courage to face what you need for yourself, without any distractions from others. And because the decisions that we make are ultimately going to be for us, it's not they can offer us advice, but at the end of the day, it's us that has to wear and bear the responsibility of the choice that we make, especially if they're wanting us to do something that is not something that we agree upon, or maybe it's not something that is our decision. And their decision could be different to what yours is. Remember, we are the one that you are the one that's going to have to bear that responsibility of that decision, not them. So just try to keep that in mind. Your soul is going to thrive by taking action to push yourself outside of the family in order to gain more understanding, spiritual guidance, and the soul growth that you're looking for, because you can only grow so far within the family circle. And so this may seem unfamiliar or challenging at first, but in time you will be allowing your spirituality to develop itself and grow. And this could be anything. It could just be not only to do with a family circle, to do with your immediate family. This could also be to do with a circle amongst your work peers, or this could also be to do with your friend circle, or whatever kind of circle that your life is heavily influenced by, then that will give you the actual answer. And so you could be feeling irresponsible, disrespectful, misinterpreting, focusing on material possessions, feeling restricted or narrow-minded, and that is the negative tone. But you can always turn that around by focusing on your spiritual guidance and development, understanding the knowledge of the land, allowing yourself to grow your soul, understanding, showing boundaries, and this will ultimately allow you to expand. And so these are the 3 cards that we brought up this week, which is another great spread this week. So the first card we drew was with Dale. I am listening, letting us know when I take the time to listen carefully to the messages deep within my soul, they give me the ultimate guidance. And that's what Dale's telling us. The other card we pulled out is with Dingo. I am advancing, letting us know when I listen to the deepest part of my heart and soul, I'm confident that the decisions I make will ultimately lead to my life purpose. So it's really about listening and hearing the guidance that's coming from deep within our soul, because it's allowing us to be confident in our decisions. And the other card that we pulled out is with the magpie. I am expanding, letting us know when I set healthy boundaries, I can take the lead in my life. I experience soul growth and understanding through the knowledge of the land, and I am expanding, because you're at the next stage of your life now. It's time for you to take the reins. Nobody else, no one in the family but you. Okay, and trust yourself. You know what you need during this time, nobody else. And so, it's important just to really put that confidence and put that courage into you and what you're hoping to achieve for yourself and into the next, 6 months, 12 months or even 3 years, 5 years, or however far you're looking ahead of time, because only you know that with what you're wanting to achieve and what you're wanting to put forth. And so I hope you had a wonderful week with those 3. And I quickly wanted to just let you know about a couple of paintings that I've been featuring lately on my social media pages. And the Swift Parrot, I'm not sure if I featured this one before, but this one's got the metallic paint, and the Swift Parrot belongs to the Tasmanian country in Australia. And did you know that swift parrots heavily rely on mature forests for nesting and finding food? With ongoing logging activities destroying their homes, their existence is under threat. It's concerning to think that these stunning birds might vanish if we don't act promptly. This new painting will soon is available now in the online store, and so I hope that I can shed some light on their struggles and inspire others to take action in preserving their natural habitat. It's my first attempt in painting them, and I'm committed to using my art to raise awareness for awareness and funds for wildlife conservation. So your support is incredibly important to me. Together we can create a positive change for the environment. So let's, collaborate to ensure a brighter future for all living beings. And so this one is small enough to also send overseas to your friends or family or loved ones. And the other painting I wanted to feature is with the willy wagtail. So the willy wagtail is one of Australia's most beloved birds, easily recognised by its striking black and white markings, the fluttering flash of its fan-shaped tail, and its distinctive chicka chicka bird song. This little bird carries a powerful message, one of transformation, resilience, and rising from the ashes, which is really resemblant in what we've been talking about these past few weeks. Right now you are standing at the edge of profound change. A new path is about to be revealed, but to move forward you have to fully release the past. Like the fire that clears the way for new growth, you are surrendering to the flame, letting the old burn away so that you can rise from the smoke renewed and reborn. Read more about the meaning of the willy wagtail behind this sacred messenger bird. And I will put the link of those 2 in the description box, and I will also put the link to the 50-page NAIDOC catalogue with all of them fantastic prizes, and also the Dreamtime card deck that you can get for 50% off for a limited time. So I hope everybody has a wonderful week, and I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.